Welcome back to Talkin Shop with ShopSabre. I'm Brandon, back with Jesse, episode 27, Jesse.
Wow, man. Over half a year of podcasting already.
Yeah, that puts it in kind of retrospect, doesn't it?
That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Where did the time go?
Well, I have no idea. I am lost. Actually, this morning, I'm in charge of this thing, man.
You are.
Look at all these buttons.
You got the whole setup.
The whole setup here.
What happened? Why are you in charge today?
So Garrett had a little incident.
Yes, he did.
Garrett tried to become Ken Griffey Jr.
He did a good job.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't.
He got hurt. Garrett is currently out with a broken ankle.
Broken ankle.
Yep. Can't walk.
And he is hurt. His right foot was the one that he tried to get to the bag and stop with, and he just didn't stop. Let's see. Yeah, he turned the ankle.
He can't drive because, of course, it's his right ankle.
Right?
So he's out.
We're on our own.
We're in charge now.
Where you think this thing's even working?
Well, there's a bunch of little wavy lines. It looks like an EKG machine. We're doing good, I think.
Looks good to me.
Looks good. Is this thing on?
Hello.
Hello.
Don't touch that.
Nope. And you know the best part is?
What's that?
Garrett can't bleep us out today.
Right?
Garrett can't turn us off today. Nope.
True.
Mics are on. Too bad.
He'll talk about as much.
Yep. Same input from him.
Yep.
That's good. His mic is in the same spot it would be if he was here.
Always.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to get hurt, because if you want to get hurt, I can hurt you.
So this is, this is something new. Like I said, we are completely on our own right now.
Yes, we are.
Normally, when Garrett is here, at least he can push the buttons if I mess something up.
Yep.
I'm on my own.
Yeah. This
It's like starting over. Yeah, it's like starting over 27 episodes in. Like, reset.
Here we go.
Yep. So,
Episode 1.
You know what I'm learning, though?
What's that?
Don't need Garrett. So this is going well.
Smoother than we thought.
Yeah, smoother than I thought. But, last week we talked a little bit about marketing and driving your CNC business. Seems to be a hot episode. We've seen a lot of downloads on that one, so thanks for everybody listening to that one.
Yeah, that was a lot of great information.
Yeah. Did you we had such a good episode last week, but everybody broke into chants about me.
Let's go, Brandon.
I was pretty excited about that, right?
Let's go, Brandon. I'm on it.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I mean, shirts out there with my name on it.
You're famous.
Yeah, there's hats with my name on it.
You must have hit it hard on that
I'm
podcast.
telling you, I'm thinking it's the podcast.
I think you're right.
Everybody heard episode 26 and was like, let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
So can't complain about it. I mean,
People are sleeping here.
seeing it everywhere. So I guess thanks to the fans, all of you that are cheering, let's go, Brandon. I mean, I'm not sure why at the NASCAR race they were chanting for me. I'm not sure why.
Maybe they were waiting for you to get called up.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure why they were cheering for me at the Nebraska Cornhuskers game. I'm not sure, but there was a lot of fans in these stadiums that have been cheering for me.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people chanting, let's go, Brandon.
You can always count on your mom.
Hearing a lot of it lately, so we're doing something right.
I like it.
Yeah, hey, go me.
Yeah, remember last night I thought about even getting a neck tattoo, just the front of my neck. Let's go, Brandon.
No regrets.
No regrets.
But yeah, no, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you've never been so popular.
Never been so I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
I don't know. I'd have a shirt that says my name is Brandon.
That's not a bad idea. Shirt's coming soon. Yeah, but today, what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about air quality and how to improve the air quality in your shop.
So ventilation?
Ventilation.
Okay, that sounds like a good topic.
Yeah. Why does ventilation matter, Brandon?
Well, it really doesn't. I mean, moving on, but no. No, ventilation.
No, I don't like to breathe fresh air.
Exactly, right? Who cares? No, I mean, number one is your health.
Right.
Number two is your safety. I mean, really, when you look at those two items, you really have to think about those are two really important reasons why ventilation is important. But when you look at your health, I mean, you can't really take it for granted, right?
No, you can't.
You're inhaling all the dust, the debris, any toxic chemicals that, you may be working with.
Right.
And so, any, contaminated air, makes it a little bit more difficult to breathe,
It does, right? And you only get one set of lungs, so you want to keep as much out of there as you can.
Right. So, your heart, your lungs, all those things relate to the air quality, and so you don't want to increase your risk for the big C word.
No, you don't.
So, I mean, I would say health is super important.
It is very
You
important.
definitely want to think about that in, in the flip side, health in another way, when you're talking about safety, a clean shop is always a safer shop too.
Absolutely.
I remember learning that back in high school when my shop teacher, I love shop. That was like my favorite class. And the shop teacher used to tell us all the time. And when you're a kid, you kind of like laugh at it. You're like, okay, whatever you say.
Right? You think you're invincible?
Yeah, like clean shop's a safe shop. Like,
Yep.
I remember hearing that over and over in my head and thinking like, we all used to make fun of that statement, like clean shop's a safe shop. Like, but it's the truth. Like, as I get older, I realize like, nope, that's the truth. Like,
Absolutely.
There's a lot of truth behind that. When you get, dust building up, you're going to increase the risk for slip and falls, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's other things you need to take into consideration with dust buildup too, right?
Yeah,
Like
you don't want to end up like a Garrett.
explosions.
Okay.
That's something to take into
We
consideration.
can go serious with this for a second.
Yeah,
I guess, if you want,
it
but
is. It is something serious.
I was on slip and fall still.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go back to slip and fall. And we'll come back to explosions.
Yeah, we'll come back to explosions. Garrett slipped and fell.
Garrett slipped and fell.
So-
Well, he slipped and fell on purpose, right?
He says that.
I think he tripped.
Didn't see it on ESPN. I'm just saying. Not top tens.
Not top 10. He's number one.
Garrett's trying to steal
And
first.
look at that leg snap like a chicken wing.
He's trying to steal first.
Gross.
Coming back from second.
Coming back.
And got confused. Which way am I running? But yeah, no. Okay, now we'll get serious. Back to explosions.
Yeah, that's something you need to take in consideration. And I never knew that. Like, I used to work at a flour mill, right? And
Yep.
dust build up.
Yeah.
So say you're welding and you catch some dust on fire.
Yeah.
You cause a small, little fire. Dust falls down. You start a big fire or an explosion.
Exactly. Yeah, so you increase your risk for fire then as
You
well.
do.
Explosion. Mistakes, right?
Absolutely.
One thing that I've always found is that, like, if your work area is really dirty, it can affect your focus and attention.
Oh, for sure.
Like, a lot of people don't even realize it. It's just mentally kind of affecting your, whereabouts on that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're thinking about other things, or you're just not able to focus fully, and therefore something happens, and, you're not fully, paying attention to what you're doing, and you can hurt yourself,
Or someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you hurt somebody else, and that's
Right.
never good.
No, it's not.
So, as you start looking at that, that's a couple of things that you need to look at. You increase your frustration level as well. Like, I've noticed myself, like, I get kind of agitated when things are like super unorganized, or, like it agitates me. And not that I'm mad, but it's just like little things can make me a little bit more frustrated.
Well, yeah. How pissed off do you get when you try to find a screwdriver and you're looking everywhere and you can't find the damn screwdriver?
Exactly. And that's exactly the truth. So it's like little things like that. It all is related to your safety. Because
Right.
once you're frustrated, you make mistakes. You do things that you wouldn't normally do. You start kind of stomping around, right? I mean, let's be honest. Some people stomp around.
Absolutely.
Stomping around on a slippery floor. How's that going to go?
Not good.
Yeah, you're going to end up like Garrett again.
You will.
Yep. So, when you start looking at that, you have to, think about your safety there. So, health and safety are your primary reason you need to think about ventilation and air quality.
Right.
Now, one thing that, that kind of goes into relationship to that is, the debris that you have in the air can affect, other things, not just, say health and safety in terms of like what we're talking about here, but can also be like things like your eyes and ears, right?
Yeah.
My dad used to always say, protect your eyes. You only have, you only get two eyeballs. And I'm like, okay, Dad, whatever.
Yeah, right. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Worry about yourself.
And then, and this is a true story. My dad used to say that to me all the time. Protect your eyes and ears. You only get one set of each. And I just, always give him like the, whatever.
Yeah,
And
okay, Dad.
Then I was grinding one day and a piece of something, whatever it was I was working on, it's a piece of metal, hit me in the eyeball.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it hurt.
Yeah.
And then I had to like cover my eye because I didn't want my dad to see it. Nothing to see here, Dad. No, we're good. We're good. I'm just holding my eye.
Don't
'cause
look at me.
I wanted to practice being a pirate for Christmas, like Christmas?
Yeah, who's a pirate for Christmas?
Halloween. God, jeez, where am I going? But anyways, so, I'm sitting there like trying to flush my eye out. And that's when it like dawned on me like, yeah, this is no joke. Like,
No, it's not.
fortunately, it wasn't anything. I was able to get what it was out of my eye, but I mean, it was probably the worst one. And ever since then, I wear safety glasses. And like, I get crap from people all the time. Like, why has he got safety glasses? Like, because I don't want to lose my eyes.
Yeah, it's serious.
I'd rather look a little bit abnormal, which, let's be honest, I look abnormal anyway. So,
Yeah, you do.
But I'd rather, have the safety glasses on and, ear protection in, because the reality is, you're not getting to replace those.
Man, ear protection. That is something I took for granted.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm the same way. My ears are shot at this point, and it's too
junk.
early to say that, like, unfortunately, it's going to be a frustrating road ahead, I think, for me because, I was really bad about that. Loud music, you know how it was. We used to have headphones on and just blaring the music as loud as you could. Like, why did I have it all the way
Oh,
down?
I want to be front row at the rock concert,
Yeah.
right next to the speaker so I
Yeah.
can put my head in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Dumb.
that's dumb. But, so, I mean, all that stuff kind of relates to your ventilation and air quality. As certain things going on will relate to that,
Yep.
And, the reason I say that is because you're going to start running these air handlers, you're going to start running dust collectors, and then you're going to start, obviously hearing the noise of all that.
Right.
Ear protection's important for that. Throw some ear protection in. Think about some of that stuff so you're not hurting yourself long term.
Yeah, there's nothing fun about having to go, what? Huh? Huh?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. Exactly. So realistically, we understand the importance of it, right? Why does it matter? I think we've kind of gone through some of that. So what do you have to do now to deal with that air quality? How do you go about looking into that? What do you do for the ventilation? What are your options? And I think realistically, your first one's what? Filtration?
Absolutely. You can put a filtration device in your shop, something as a dust collector, right?
Yep. Well, that's another one, collection, like you
Yep.
said. That's number 2. And then, the last one would be ventilation itself. So,
Right.
your 3 keys to that is filtration, collection, or ventilation, right?
Yep. Pretty
So
easy.
let's just start with the first one.
Yeah, filtration.
Right? First and foremost, filters are never a bad idea, right?
No, they're not.
Never a bad idea. I mean, that's why your home typically has a filter on the furnace, right?
Yep.
So, speaking of which,
Yeah.
so this week, last Friday, 4 o'clock, everybody's kind of mentally checked out for the weekend, right?
Yep.
And I'm downstairs working on something, and I hear one of the gals, Brianna, she comes yelling, "The roof is falling." And I thought,
The roof is falling.
yeah, I'm like, okay.
Okay. Chicken Little.
Like, I don't know what's going on here. But she's like, "The roof is falling. You got to get up here quick." I'm like, what is going on? So I come walking upstairs thinking they're playing jokes, right? Nope, the roof was really falling. One of the ceiling tiles had started to cave in. And I'm like, that doesn't look normal. I don't think it was designed that way. So I start investigating, right?
Yeah.
Remove the roof tile, and a bunch of water pours out. I'm like, uh-oh.
Found the problem.
Oh, well, that's not good. So then you have to trace it back, right?
Yep.
So I go up on the roof of the building, and I'm walking around with Ben, of course, because Ben's the brains behind this, and I'm just trotting around trying not to fall.
You're
off the roof.
carrying tools.
Yeah, I'm carrying tools, like holding the flashlight. And, Ben's like, I found it. It's this AC unit. So we open up the unit, and the filter's just clogged.
Caked.
Just caked. And then the filter is so caked that it goes back to the drain, right? And then the drain is all backed up.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is going tremendously well. So we had to clean the drain, change the filter to keep the water from pouring into the roof, so that way we weren't leaking through the ceiling anymore.
Nice.
So going back to filtration,
Yeah.
it's kind of important.
To change them.
Yeah, make sure you change those filters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so filtering out small particles and fine dust is always a good idea.
Right.
Because obviously that's the stuff that really a filter is meant for. It's the fine stuff, not the big stuff. I mean, generally that's where collection comes in, right?
Correct.
But filtration is more to get the stuff in the air out. For best results, obviously, I recommend using something with a vacuum that has a HEPA filter on it.
Yep.
HEPA filters are great to have. HEPA vacuums and filters, they trap like 99.97%.
That's pretty good.
Not exact numbers there, but
Pretty close.
Yeah, no, 99.97 is what they say of small particles.
That's awesome.
So it definitely will help, So I would say, check out what your options are there. ShopSabre just started carrying a line of dust collectors now that have HEPA capabilities, so we're really excited about that. We have a few different new products we've released here.
Yeah.
So if you need dust collection, contact our sales team, parts team, whatever. We have some new options there, some exciting stuff there. But like I said, remember to check those filters regularly, and change them when they're needed as well. Otherwise, it's doing nothing.
Right, and it puts strain on your equipment.
Correct. Exactly. It's not going to help you. Like I said, ShopSabre does offer some dust collectors with HEPA filter options now if you want to upgrade the current solution in your shop. So it's something to think about.
Yeah, give us a shout.
And then let's kind of jump right into collection, right? I mean, we're on that topic, right? So
Right, you got to
collection.
store the stuff somewhere.
Yeah, so the collection is, it's a device designed to collect dust and debris and dramatically reduces the amount of pollution that enters the air in the first place.
Awesome.
So again, going back to your fine dusts get picked up by a filtration system.
Yep.
But your
Chunky dust?
Yeah, is that chunky? Is that what we're going with?
Chunky dust?
Chunky dust. But your large
Particles.
visible particles, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, your piles of the dust that are sitting on your table, your stuff that's, streamlined into the air where you can see it fogging the air, right?
Yeah.
That's all collected by collection. So running with a dust collector still makes sense in those situations from a safety
Absolutely.
standpoint. From a safety standpoint, from a health standpoint, get that dust out of the air. And an example of that isn't just on routing, but on plasma as well.
True. Very true.
You have water tables
You do?
for plasma. And
Yep.
water tables are essentially your collection.
They are.
They catch the debris because a lot of people don't realize that with a plasma table, the majority of your smoke and debris is produced from the underside of your plate.
Right.
So what happens is the flame is pushing down, from air pressure, pushing everything through the material. Well, that material is going somewhere below, right?
Right.
If you have a blow-through style table, it's going on the floor and in the air.
Yep.
If you have a downdraft table, well, you have a suction system from below that's actually capturing the smoke in most cases and the debris. Or you have a water table, which then captures that smoke and debris. So there's a couple different options there. But, the majority of it is, you are looking at a downdraft or you're looking at a water table with plasma to capture that same debris and dust from the air.
Yes, you are.
So you're not out of the woods here if you're in the metalworking industry. And you're like, they're not talking about
No,
me.
it's
We're
just
still talking about
just
you.
as important for you guys.
Yep. I mean, that's why a lot of mills, they have those enclosures around them, right?
Yep.
Same thing. It captures all the debris, keeps it from going somewhere else.
Keep it contained.
Correct. And then, obviously on routers, the obvious is the dust collectors themselves and the shrouds, right?
Yep.
So, one thing I'm going to touch on it real quick is the dust shrouds themselves. Like, ShopSabre spent a tremendous amount of time trying to develop some pretty advanced dust shrouds, right?
And we did a good job.
I feel like we have a home run on that
We
deal.
did.
But over the years, it hasn't always been that way. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, our first machines, the dust shrouds weren't anywhere near what they are today. And so they didn't trap as much dust. They kind of kept the dust down, but didn't actually capture a lot of it, right?
Right.
And then, over the years, we've made transitions. At one point, we had an adjustable dust skirt on there, right? Had a pneumatic cylinder on it that raised and lowered it. But the problem is you have more maintenance items there. You have things that jam, fail, whatnot. And that's when we came up with the dust dock.
I love the dust dock. It's my favorite tool.
It's my favorite accessory to all of our machines, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the dust dock. It's a shoe designed for optimal internal airflow is really what it is. What it's doing is it's extracting the dust from the material surface, not the air.
So it doesn't even get into the air.
It's not allowing it to become airborne.
That's awesome.
It's catching it at the time that the bit is literally producing it.
That's efficient.
It's huge.
That's huge. Yeah.
And then there's a spacer system that allows the operator to remove the dust even when, you have a longer tool.
Right, so you're using like a 4-inch tool. You can't get your dust dock down to your material height.
Yep.
We can adjust that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you also have some other options for extended collets and stuff for the shorter tools, too, to extend the tool out closer to the material.
Yep.
So there's some options there. But the docking concept removes the debris from the surface and stores it in the attached dock itself. So that dock actually is pulling it up in there, and then the actual suction hose to your dust collector is removing it from there.
It's awesome.
So it's great. You're basically it's like bringing a snorkel right down to where that cut is and bringing the air right there.
Yeah, forced suction.
Exactly. It's pretty awesome. So I can say confidently the dust dock system with a good collector will remove almost 100% of your airborne dust.
Yeah, my favorite video is the dust dock before and after.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. Cutting MDF.
Yeah.
The first one, you see it just pouring everywhere.
Yeah.
Second one, no dust at all.
I get the same question all the time. Like, how'd you guys do that? Is that magic? Yeah.
Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah, it's ShopSabre magic.
Yeah, it's called dust dock.
Yeah.
That's the magic. Voila.
Wham!
Magic man.
Now you see me, now you don't.
I'm glad you got it. It's like Garrett.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Now you see me, now you don't.
He gone.
He gone. That's right. Hi, Garrett. The last part of this all, right? Thinking beyond the dust. God, I love the dust dock.
I do
I don't
too.
want to stop talking about it.
I really like it. I don't like cleaning.
I just like to say the word dust dock.
It does sound good.
Dust dock.
Dust dock.
Dust dock.
Let's go, Brandon.
I love it. Ventilation.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important.
It is.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, ventilation can be as simple as opening a window in the summer,
Yep.
right?
My favorite.
Opening your door,
Yeah.
right? I mean, being able to do that lets fresh air in, right? It's allowing ventilation, right? You're venting out the building.
Right.
Now, obviously, you can ensure you're using ductwork to do that as well. There's proper ways to have true ventilation in your building, obviously. Letting air in the shop to circulate and replace with fresh air, essentially. You're trying to bring new air in and old air out.
I love fresh air.
Fresh air.
It's my fave. It's my fave.
You smell that?
Not really. My nose is kind of pluggy.
Me neither. I don't smell anything. The clean air, though, is key to maintaining an optimal air quality.
Yeah,
Realistically.
absolutely.
You have to circulate that air. You got to keep. You don't want a closed off area that's sealed off so bad there's no air movement.
No, it's stagnant air is gross. Yeah,
It's uncomfortable. It gets hot.
Icky.
I
hate being hot.
Me too. I don't know where we were going there. As with a filtration system, you want to make sure that you check your ventilation filters. Any ventilation systems that you have that have filters on it, you want to check them. You want to change them annually at the very least.
Yeah, just set it up as part of your maintenance, right? Your periodical maintenance.
Yep,
is it a 30-day thing? Is it a 60-day thing? Right? Set it up on the calendar. Every 30th of the month, I'm checking my filters. Whatever it is.
Yeah, correct. And that's exactly what I was just going to say. It doesn't matter. Some of them are going to be 30 days. Some are 60 days. Some are going to be 90 days. Some are going to be 6 months. Some are going to be a year. It depends on what kind of filter you're running. It depends on what size system you're running.
Or how much you run in your shop, right?
True.
You might fill that filter quicker because you're there 24 hours a day.
Yep, true.
You ever gone downstairs and looked at your furnace filter like 2 weeks after you put it in? There's been times I'm like, ugh, I need to replace that. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got the giant one in my system now.
You do?
Yeah, it's like a 5-inch filter. It's awesome.
5 inch, like thick? 5 inches thick?
5 inches thick.
How often do you have to replace that?
I don't know. It's like months.
That's sweet.
I don't remember now, but it's like months.
Dang.
It's a long time. It's great. I used to have the little 1-inch ones. You change those every 30 days.
Yeah.
Not these guys.
They have,
Perfect for a guy like me.
man, I got an air filter the other day that has a microchip in it that connects to your phone, and it tells you when your airflow is getting restricted so you can change it.
Well, that's kind of cool.
It is cool. Yeah, Filtrete. You have little chips in them now. You can just
Filtrete?
Yeah, Filtrete air filter brand.
Oh,
just pull it
man.
up on your phone and says you're at 70% capacity. Sweet.
Note
Isn't that
to
neat?
self.
Yeah,
Get
it's pretty
me
cool.
Microchip.
They don't cost anything different either. They're like the same price as regular filter.
No.
Yeah. It might be $1 more maybe, but they were right there at the same price. So I was like, cool, let's try it.
Can I borrow $1?
Yeah.
Upgrade my filters.
You can borrow 2.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, obviously, something to
There's
think about.
technology out there to help you change this stuff, help
Yeah.
you remember.
Exactly. Again, it's common for metal shops, as we were talking about, to have overhead hood systems, for like welders.
Yeah.
That's something to think about. That's one of your ventilation systems. It for welding smoke, plasma debris. Obviously you have the downdraft. Again, that's an option. You have downdraft tables.
Right, make your neighbors breathe in it.
Here
right?
you go, Harold.
Yeah, as long as you're not breathing it in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just out the door.
Yep.
But it's something to think about, though. Is in all honesty, is that think about your neighbors there too. Is you're pouring the smoke out the side of your building. Like that's another reason why you want to have filtration on your ventilation.
Right.
Because your neighbors probably won't be too thrilled about that.
No, it's probably not a good thing to send into the Earth's atmosphere all the time.
It's a good way to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah,
Because
it
guess what
is.
they're going to complain to? The city.
The city.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to end up getting
Sir, we'd like to come in your building and take a look around.
No one wants to hear that ever.
ever. So get your ventilation system in place. Get your filtration system in place. Take
Yep.
care of your shop. Get the air quality where it needs to be.
Yep.
Something that you think about too is, air quality is going to affect both your operator and the machine, right?
Right. It will.
Something to think about, as you get into air quality, your operator, like we were talking about, their health, their safety, their mental state, right? I mean, they're more focused.
Absolutely. This kind of goes back to the other podcasts we've had, right, where we've talked about this, is people are hard to find.
Correct.
Take care of the people in your shop.
Yeah.
Right? You can't afford to lose one to injury.
Yeah.
Or hey, this guy's shop's dirty, gross, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Take care of your employees.
Yeah, you're not an NFL team. You don't have a backup team. Just sitting there
Exactly.
waiting. Like your guy goes down, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
So don't lose your guys. That's something you want to make sure you take care of them. But the other side of it is your MVP,
Yeah.
right? Who's your MVP?
The machine.
Right?
Right?
You don't want to lose the machine because you neglected maintenance on it.
Because you're dirty.
Because you're dirty. I see it a lot. Honestly, I see it a lot where people, they'll write us, a message about, something failing on the machine.
Yeah.
And the first thing we always ask for is pictures. I'm going to be honest. That's why we do, because we can't be there. And we can tell when a bearing has or hasn't been taken care of, right?
Right.
I mean, it's kind of what we do day in and day out. I mean, there's rare cases things happen. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. There's a rare case. But my guys are pretty good. Once they see the picture, they can usually tell, like, okay, the bearing isn't working right.
Sir, you got 4 inches of dust on your machine.
Correct.
I might see where it failed.
Yeah, exactly. So there's certain things you got to be aware of. When you start looking at the air quality, it's going to relate to, the maintenance on your machine. If your air is dirty or contaminated, that means the cooling system on the machine is also breathing that air.
Right.
So your fans, right? Your fans on the machine, they're all pulling that dust through the critical components. The
They
computer,
are.
the spindle, right? The plasma unit. Like, there's so many places that air has to go. It's meant to cool things, not contaminate things, right?
Right.
So now you're pulling contaminated air through your system.
That's not good.
Never good.
No.
Because eventually it's going to clog the fins and the pores and, everything that's related to cooling.
Right.
And reduce airflow.
Yeah, you're going to start breaking things.
You're going to start losing, cooling ability. You're going to start losing the ability for performance. And then the machine bogs down.
We don't want that.
No, you don't want that. I mean,
No.
a perfect example. I'm going to just ask, when's the last time you blew out your computer?
No.
I've never blown out my computer.
Right? Everybody
Ever.
should do it. Everybody should do that. Like, your computer system itself, if you look on it, there's a little fan on.
Am I going to get in trouble for that?
No, you're not.
Okay.
There's a filter fan on the side of it, right?
Yeah.
I encourage you, go back, take the side panel off your computer and look.
Ugh.
I bet you're not going to be impressed with what you see.
Probably not.
But what people don't realize is that affects the heat cycle on your computer. And when your computer starts to run at a higher level, the system actually slows itself down on purpose. It's designed.
Really?
It doesn't want to overheat, so it's trying to maintain itself.
I'm going to need to clean my computer this morning.
So computers actually will slow themselves down. So not just on a CNC machine, but think about your desktop computer. Think about your
Yeah.
laptops. If you're not maintaining them, they are going to perform less. That's why people don't realize it. But like when your computer gets older, people are like, oh, this computer's not as fast as it used to be. Well, some of it might just be it's dirty.
Yeah.
Like, clean it.
Mine's slowing down. That's why I said I might have to clean that. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's some of those things where airflow makes a difference in equipment. It's going to allow the machine to perform optimally. The other thing is the bearings, right?
Yeah. Those are important.
I mean, those are the number one most important part of your machine.
Yeah.
The bearings, a lot of people think because they're linear guide bearings that, and not every machine uses linear guide bearings. So, some people out there are using roller guide weights still. Some guys are using slides, whatever you're running. That bearing system has to move along a track of some sort.
Correct.
If debris is getting between the bearing and the track, that's going to wear out the bearing.
It is.
And on linear guide systems, people forget about that is what I was getting at because they have these enclosures with wipers on the end of it. Well, don't worry, it'll clean itself, right? Yeah, it will.
It will.
It'll clean the debris to a certain extent, but eventually there's too much debris for it to clean.
Right.
You're overpowering the wipers.
Right.
So it pushes itself to the end of the track, and it builds up these little piles of debris, and eventually that pile can only move so far. It's like a snowbank, right?
Yep.
For all you guys who don't know what a snowbank is in the South, right? We have to deal with this crap. Where you start off the first, at the beginning of the year, you're lazy,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
First
very.
snowfall, you push the snow right to the edge of the driveway.
It'll melt.
It's like, you're good. And then it melts. And you're like, see, I was right.
Yeah.
And then the next one, you do the same thing, but it doesn't melt.
Oh, no.
Now you're like, uh-oh. So then the next time you shovel, now you have a snow pile in your way. So you have to push that whole snow pile back a little bit. Well, then eventually by doing this, the snow pile is now twice as big and it's still not far enough back.
Right.
So the third time you go to shovel, now you push it and you can't push this pile anymore because there's too much actual substance behind it.
Let's not forget about our good friend, Mr. Plow, who adds to that.
Yep.
Right.
So then what do you do though? I mean, you're adding,
Cry.
You cry and you shake your fist in the air.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness,
Yeah.
that debris starts moving towards the edge of your driveway, right?
Yep.
So now your driveway's getting smaller.
It is.
And smaller, and now it's January, and you're like, man, I hope we get done soon. And then it's February, and you can barely get your vehicle in the driveway.
Yep.
And you're like, man, we used to be able to fit 3 vehicles in this driveway. Now I can only fit 1.
Yeah, that's a very true statement. That happens every year.
Yeah. Well, that same thing's happening on your machine.
It is.
As you're pushing that debris to the end of it, right? It's building up that pile of debris. The wiper in the machine is only going to be able to move it so far.
Right.
So eventually that wiper is now making a hard contact with that debris pile.
Yep.
Well, that wiper eventually is going to give out.
It will.
You're going to break the seals inside the wiper, if anything. Or you may even break the bearing. You might see it on the outside physically explode or come apart. But more than likely, you're going to break the seals first.
Yep.
And you won't even know it.
No, you won't.
Now you're pushing debris back inside the actual bearing. Instead of wiping it, it's actually sucking the debris in.
Yep.
Contaminating the lubricant inside there. And eventually it turns into a sludge or, a kind of a crusty, if you will, lubrication.
Then guess what?
Yeah, your bearing fails.
You get a new bearing.
Yeah, your bearing fails. It blows out the end of the bearing, or they start making these god-awful noises because the lubrication can't move throughout the bearing freely because you've clogged the channels, and now it becomes dry. And a dry bearing makes a lot of noises.
Yeah, it does.
So sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes after you've done that, you can flush a bearing out, and it will restore itself to new.
Ooh, cross your fingers.
Yeah, and you know what? We've seen it actually a lot. If you catch it early enough, you can. It sounds terrible, it looks terrible. You flush the bearing out, and then using a WD-40 or something like that, and it ends up, clean. You'll see a bunch of sludge and junk coming out. The machine's obviously moving when you're flushing it, but then it starts being free and quiet. So then you repack it full of grease, and you're done. And you had to do all that maintenance because you didn't have dust collection, or you didn't do proper dust collection before, and now you've added a bunch of steps to your process, but you can restore your machine to a proper operating.
Well, that's good news.
So there are some things to think about there, and you know what? You're not alone if you've had to do this. I mean, it happens. Like, right? You're running a business, you got 20 things on your plate. The last thing you were thinking about was the pile of debris that's sitting on the end of the CNC. It happens.
Right.
But if you develop a routine maintenance schedule that includes checking for this, it'll save you a lot.
Save you major headaches.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The other thing is, like I said, it goes back to collection. Dust collection will solve a lot of this.
It will.
Keep that debris level down, so that it takes a lot more before you develop those type of piles and, obviously barriers. And same with ventilation. Keep that air clean. Keep the stuff out of the air so there's less settling on the rails. Therefore, the bearings are doing less work.
Right. Less cleaning, more free time.
More free time.
More free time. Less cleaning, more free time.
So much room for activities.
So much room for activities in the shop.
Whoa, what's going on, kid?
But yeah, when you think about that, I mean, that's something that gets, missed a lot of the times. People think machine failures, and they think, oh, something failed on the machine. But sometimes it's self-inflicted failures.
Very true. Very, very true.
You also have to think about, what about the air lines that go to your plasma and your router?
Those are important. Keep them clean.
Well, yeah, I mean, debris inside the airlines also affects it. So
it does.
When we talk about filtration, it's not just the air me and you are breathing.
It's the air we're putting through the machine as well.
Correct. You got air coming out of an air compressor, right?
You do.
So when you think about your air compressor, are you filtering out that air?
I hope so.
If you're not, you're just opening up, the world for more issues down the road.
Yes, you are.
Because, again, you have a compressor.
Yep.
Where does the compressor get its air from? It has to generate it through a pump, right?
Yep.
Well, generally it's then using a motor of some sort to generate that, compression.
Yeah, the pumping.
Yeah. Well, anytime you heat up air, what happens?
You create moisture.
You create moisture. And when moisture gets into the tank,
it's no good. That
it's gotta
travels
go
through your
somewhere,
lines.
right?
Yep.
It's got to go somewhere.
Yep.
So it goes into the line a lot of times.
True.
And down the line it goes. And what's at the end of the line?
Your spindle.
Yeah.
Or your
CNC.
plasma head.
Yeah. So you have water now going through your electronic spindle or your electronic plasma cutter.
Oh, water and electricity go well together, don't they?
Yeah, that's really good. Water and electricity are a really good thing to combine.
Yeah. Do not mix water and electricity.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. So yeah, what ends up happening is now you've started contaminating your spindle, your plasma cutter, your consumables, your nozzle, whatever it is, right?
Yep.
And now you end up with a situation where debris can stick to that first, right? So if there is any debris in there, now you're, anything that comes inside those lines, whatever you have going on is now sticking inside the spindle or the consumables.
It sounds like you're looking for a failure pretty soon.
Yeah, you're going to have an issue there.
Yep.
The other thing that you need to think about is oil, right?
Yeah.
Oil can get in those lines, right?
Absolutely.
You don't want oil in your lines.
No, you don't.
Maybe, let me back up. Certain tools, you want an oiler.
Right.
There's certain tools you put an automatic oiler on your airlines. It goes in and it lubricates the pneumatic, hammer drill, right? I mean,
right.
There's certain pneumatic tools now, that you do need oil involved with.
Not
CNC
ours.
machines are not one of those.
Right.
You don't want to be putting oil through them.
No, please don't.
Yeah, your plasma cutters. It's funny. I was talking to a Hypertherm rep recently, and we were talking about, the importance of clean air, which Hypertherm has some cool stuff coming out soon.
Yeah, they do.
You just went through the training class, right?
I did.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So that stuff is pretty cool. But, nevertheless, when we were talking to him, I was asking him about consumables. And, that's the number one issue that people run into with plasma tables is consumables. It's wrong consumables, too old of consumables, installed incorrectly consumables, something related to consumables, right?
Right.
So we were talking, and he's like, I went to this company, and they were having just a ton of problems. Their consumables weren't lasting. They just, all kinds of issues. He goes, I get there, and I open up the nozzle of the torch, and literally oil starts dripping out of it.
Ooh.
He's like, they had an auto oiler hooked up to their airlines, and that same system that, was being lubricated for all their pneumatics was plugged into their plasma cutter. They'd been running it for 2 years. 2 years pumping oil through that cutter.
Oh, no.
First off, I'm shocked it lasted 2 years.
Yeah.
Second, that they had to buy a whole new cutter. There was no repairing that. It was just contaminated with oil throughout.
What a mess.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it's like, by having a proper filtration system, that could have prevented a lot of problems there for them,
Yeah.
You'd need a pretty significant filtration system to filter out that amount of oil.
That's a lot of oil.
Yeah, so, I mean, generally, making sure you have a clean air dryer, of some
Oil
sort.
water separator.
Yeah, oil water separator, those type of things where you want to make sure that you have filtration systems. Now, again, going back to ShopSabre, because, well, that's who we are, right?
Yeah.
We sell them.
We do.
Tsunami makes a phenomenal filtration pack.
Yes, they do.
In my opinion, the best one in the world.
I agree with you.
It's a phenomenal system. If you don't have a Tsunami system, buy one. Buy a Tsunami system, plug it
Right
into your
now,
hands.
go get one.
Yep, I'll wait.
Come back when you're ready.
Let me know when you're good. And click. ShopSabre.com. Order.
Done.
Yeah, no, so it's something that you need to think about is get yourself a, Tsunami air filtration system. If you live in a really humid area, if you have a lot of humidity in your airlines and you're having just tons of moisture issues, you might need to step it up and go to an air dryer.
Yep.
We sell those too.
We do.
I'll wait. ShopSabre.com. Done.
Ordered.
Yeah, ordered. So get yourself that. You can get that all taken care of. But like I said, ShopSabre offers some of the most popular packages on the market. They're designed to reduce moisture, debris, contaminants from your airlines to increase your machine performance.
It's important stuff.
Yep. I mean, as we sit, you want the machine to perform at its highest level, right?
Right.
So why not make sure you take
I don't
those
want to be
steps?
down. That's the thing is I don't want downtime.
Well, that's the thing is that guys go and spend $50,000 on a machine, right?
Yeah.
Or $60,000 on a machine, $40,000 on a machine, whatever you spend, okay? $10,000 on a machine. I don't care what you spend. But they won't spend a few $100 on a filter.
Right.
Like, think about that.
Right.
They're worried about a few $100 when they've just spent tens of thousands of dollars on a piece of equipment.
It just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make
to
sense
me.
at all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It's. I mean, well, it's the same reason why people don't change oil in their vehicles.
Oh.
You went and spent a $50,000 price tag on your new truck or whatever you bought, your Kia 150.
Yeah.
But then you don't change the oil.
What's good to 10,000 miles?
No, it's not.
Oh.
That's the thing is when you don't change your oil, it's the same thing. It's the low cost of an oil change for the investment you've made. It's the
Right.
same thing on a CNC machine. Put that filtration system in place to keep that machine running. Dust collectors matter. Ventilation systems matter. All this stuff will help your machine's performance.
Yeah, it all goes hand in hand.
Yeah. And, sometimes what people don't even think about is dust collection, right? You got a bit that's cutting along, right? It's spinning at high RPM.
Yeah.
If you have a ton of dust and debris in there, it's going to affect the life of that bit.
Sure will.
It's
going to wear
heat.
it out prematurely.
Yeah, it's heat. It's going to burn the bit up. So
Yep.
you want to start thinking about that. Getting more debris away from it will actually make your tool cut better.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about there. You have to be present in your shop to think about these things, though.
You do.
You really got to show up, and it's easy to be busy, right? The easy
Very.
answer is like, "Oh, I'm too busy to do that," right? It's easy to say that,
Yeah.
but we make time for the things that we want to make time for.
That's very true.
So just make it part of the things that make you busy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm busy today because I have to do my maintenance.
Correct.
Schedule out a day for that, because people think scheduling out time for maintenance is a bad idea because, well, then I'm losing money. No, you're saving yourself money long term.
Very much so, right? You're preventing yourself from being down for extended periods of time.
Small things equal big results.
Absolutely.
Take a little bit of time to do a filtration inspection.
Yeah.
Takes you 5 minutes to inspect your filters. And if you buy them in bulk like me, because you're too lazy to buy them one at a time, go out and buy a pack of 10 of them, right?
Right. That's what I do at home.
Yep. And when you get down to the last few, you order 10 more.
Easy enough.
You're never out of them, so you do your inspection. Oh, it's dirty. You change it. You're done.
Easy.
That's how easy it is.
Part of your
versus having
maintenance schedule.
Yeah, then you're not having to go up on the roof and clean out the ventilation system and then the drain and all the stuff that you had to do with me and Ben on Friday. And we waste an hour's worth of time because we were too lazy to do it earlier.
Sounds like you need to add it to your periodical maintenance.
Guess what we did yesterday?
Added it to your maintenance
We
schedule.
did. We have it now part of the weekly maintenance to go up on the roof and check those things. It'll be a lot faster to check it and change it at that moment than to have to go through and clean the whole system.
Yeah. I think people just get so blinded by time. I don't have enough time.
We're the same way.
We are.
We're no better than that. I mean,
Yeah.
we get busy too, and we're like, oh, I don't have time for that little stuff. I got to take care of the customer.
Yeah.
But then guess what? I lost an hour of taking care of my customer on Friday because I was fixing the AC unit.
Yep.
AC repair, Brandon and Ben.
I'm just glad Ben was with you.
Mostly Ben. I was there to make sure I
Moral
didn't fall off
support.
Yeah. Ben, you look really good doing that. Great job. Your hair looks nice.
Lift with your legs, not your back.
Yeah. Like, oh, make sure you don't twist. Yep. You don't want to hurt yourself.
Do you need a spotter?
Yeah, you need a spotter. Want me to carry the filters? I can do that. Yeah, but like I said, small things equal big results. Having a cleaner shop will increase the motivation and the mood.
Yeah,
It will,
absolutely.
hands down. And have clean beds on the machine. Make sure you clean them up. Clean shop.
I don't know how you can't. I can't stand when things are dirty. I can't stand when things are unorganized.
You know what I
Right?
did this weekend?
What's that?
I washed the inside of the race trailer.
Nice.
I got all the dust and crap out of it, and I felt better immediately.
I bet you did.
Like, oh man, this trailer is a lot nicer than I remember it being when I got all the debris out of it.
I say the same thing about my house once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, damn, this thing actually is pretty all right.
Yeah, you got to clean up once in a while. Clean up after yourself.
I vacuumed the ceilings in my house the other weekend. Real story. That happened. The
That's
whole
cool.
ceiling in the house.
Find a lot of dust.
A ton.
Yeah,
It was gross.
nasty.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know how we ended up on that.
It's just what we do.
This is what we do. This is who we are as people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, too bad.
Change the channel.
Yeah. Don't change the channel.
No, don't change the channel. I was kidding.
Go back. Dang it. I'll wait. You know what we should do? We should call Garrett.
Yeah, we should.
We should call Garrett.
Should we call him?
It'd be like, ring, ring.
I think I got my phone on me. Should we call him?
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Garrett, how you doing, buddy?
My leg hurts.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry that your leg hurts. What'd you do?
ShopSabre.com.
Oh, ShopSabre.com hurt your leg?
Yeah. That's where you can find out what happened.
He's probably not even awake right now.
No, absolutely not. No, he's loving it.
Yeah, he's hobbling around. He's probably in the basement. Mom, the meatloaf. Want some meatloaf?
I'm going to challenge him to a race. This might be the only time I
The only
can
time you
beat
can
him.
beat him. He's got a little scooter now, though.
I've heard.
Yeah, he's got that little knee scooter. He's probably faster.
The hover round.
No, he doesn't have a hover round. He's got it's a scooter for his knee.
That
He
sounds.
sits on it, and that way his leg doesn't touch the ground because he can't put any weight on his ankle, apparently.
I would have got a rascal.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
It's a scooter.
He'd crash.
Little horn on it. Beep, beep.
He'd crash. He'd go down the stairs on it.
Break his other
no.
leg.
I've made a huge mistake.
What was that noise?
Just my
toothbrush.
rascal falling down the stairs.
It's my toothbrush.
No power tools.
Yeah, exactly. As he's crashing to the bottom of the stairs. Well, we got down the stairs. Getting up sure going to be inconvenient. Dad, come give me a push.
And I grab a cherry picker too, please.
Oh, my God. The kid's missed, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he is.
We can't make fun of anybody when he's not here.
I know.
Actually, we can. We're doing a great job of it.
We are.
And this thing's still working, so that's cool. Yeah, like I said, we...
Do you think there's any maintenance he could have done to prevent that injury?
Yeah, not go to softball.
Perfect.
Remember when he's like, I got softball practice in the morning at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You should have went.
Yeah, should have went to practice.
Clearly.
Ken Griffey Jr. Stealing home. You were supposed to be on first. How did you end up at home?
I ran across the pitcher's mound.
Yeah. That'd be second. Oh, my God. Yeah. I ran across the pitcher's mound. Could you imagine watching Garrett play? I kind of want to see the highlight of this all.
I wish.
I got the text message from him, though, when he broke his ankle.
I did too. I saw the picture of it.
Yeah, it was not pretty.
No, I threw up a little in my mouth.
Yeah, it was pictures I did not ever want to get. I was like,
Icky.
oh, my God. Oh, that looks horrible.
They look terrible.
Then the worst part is I had to be like, moral support for him.
It's all right, bud.
Yeah, I was like, I saw the picture. The picture comes through, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm okay. Hold on, let me text back real quick.
Looks like it'll be okay.
Looks okay. Maybe it's just a severe sprain. Send. Jesus, it's not sprained. It's broken like a mother. Oh, nope, not gonna happen. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. Anyways, he got the bad news on that next day. That it was broken, and then he went to the guy yesterday, and he does not have to have surgery so far. It sounds like.
That's nice.
They said he can't walk for 3 weeks.
Perfect.
They can't put any weight on it at all, and then he has to come back for another X-ray. So
Beautiful.
they told him don't drive a car either.
Wonderful.
I said, can't you stick the one leg up on the passenger seat and use your left leg to drive?
Just use the rascal.
Yeah, use the rascal.
Use the rascal.
And he says, well, what do I do? I said, you want an Uber to work? He didn't want an Uber to work. It's a long Uber.
Yeah, he lives really far away.
It's a long Uber.
Yeah. Was he like an hour away?
So your remote's into his computer. I get to see him on his computer going. That's what he does.
All day long?
Yeah, all day long. Anyways, so recently, I don't know why this came to me just right now, but I was browsing the face space, and on the ShopSabre page, we had this picture of a dog wearing ShopSabre
I saw that.
stuff. That was pretty awesome.
Whose dog was that?
No idea.
It was a cool looking dog, though.
It was a cool dog wearing a ShopSabre hat and a ShopSabre shirt.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
I was pretty proud of that one.
It was a good looking dog.
Yep.
I was really impressed. Whoever's dog that is, you take really good care of that thing.
Yeah. So the next thing is, I haven't seen a cat with any of our stuff on it yet.
I'm going to keep those comments to myself.
So we need to get Shop Cat.
A shop cat.
So we have a Shop Dog already. I haven't seen a Shop Cat. I had a guy email me this week. He told me, I have a Shop Cat. Just put some ShopSabre gear on him. I think that's a great idea. So,
I don't know if we have a shirt that small.
what do you have? Shop Dog or Shop Cat?
I got a dog.
I got a dog too.
Yeah.
Shop Dog.
Yeah, shop dog.
What about you viewers? You guys got Shop Dog or Shop Cat?
Hey, where are we at with the pie thing? Did we give up on
We
this?
gave up on
we
that.
Gave up
we
on
didn't even
that?
get enough. Like, we got like 7 people. No, I don't know. We got very few people. It was over 10, under 20 votes. And I believe we were all tied up. We were pretty close to like even. I'm pretty sure last time I checked it was like 14 votes, 7 apiece. Like,
Sad.
yeah, it was. Last time I checked, I was like, you know what? If I'm getting a pie to the face, we're getting to 100.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the contest is open until we get there.
Yeah.
So it might be 3 years from now.
It could
That's
be.
like, hey, Jesse, look what this is. You lose.
Just come up out of nowhere and crush me with a pie.
Exactly. 99 votes just hit, and you were the odd man out.
I'd be okay with that.
If we hit 99, I'm just going to pie you. Just boom.
That'd be all right with that.
Yep, it's going to happen.
I mean, granted, I'll be 40 by the time that happens, but...
Well, when we get there, right?
Yep.
I guess the good thing is our viewers are busy in their shops.
Yeah,
They don't
they-
have time to vote for our...
They just like us for our information.
No, they don't. They do not like the information that you provide.
Whoa.
I got a text message just now from Garrett.
Whoa.
Literally right now, Garrett just texted me.
What did he say?
He said, how's it going?
Call him. See what he says.
Garrett, how's it going?
Better without you here.
Better without you. Sincerely us.
Sincerely, Sabre Nation.
Sincerely, Sabre Nation. Oh, man. But yeah, so that's what I got this week.
That was a good topic.
Yeah, I think, like I said, ventilation, collection,
Filtration. It's important.
Make sure you keep up with those things. If you need a dust collector, contact shopsabre.com.
Made it that far, man.
was
Yeah,
good.
shopsabre.com, where you can give us a call.
You
Absolutely.
know, I haven't had one of those moments in a long time.
Yeah, I've been having them for you.
That's pretty awesome.
Must be contagious.
Contagious? I don't think so.
I'm glad the other things you got aren't contagious.
Yeah, so next week we're back, new episode. What? Wait a second here. Next week we're back with a new episode. I'm not really sure what we're talking about next week, to be completely honest with you.
I haven't got a clue.
Cool. This is going well.
Yeah.
It's on the board right out there.
I know we have a guest coming up soon.
Yep. First week of
November.
We're
Yeah.
gonna have a guest joining us. Mm-hmm. Really excited about that. Yeah, we got some cool topics coming up though.
Hey, have we got those new router bobs out yet? Are those launched yet? When are
New
those
router
coming?
bobs?
Yeah. Yep.
New router bobs.
Yeah, the out and about with router
Oh,
bobs.
the videos.
Yeah,
you
the
mean.
new router
Not just
bobs.
the new router bobs.
Yeah, the new router bobs.
There was a couple bobs coming around. Like,
Yeah.
hey, there's a bob.
we got
There's a bob.
those. Do we have those new videos up yet?
We do. We
Awesome.
have one new router bob video up with the out and about for the ski company.
Sago Skis.
Sago
Mr.
Skis,
Peter
yeah.
Wells.
Yep. So that's a cool episode. Go check it out. We have that polycarb video that we went live with. That was a pretty cool video.
Yeah.
We just came out with a marker pen attachment. That video's live. The marker pen attachment.
I like that.
Super awesome.
It is cool.
So go check out that one. If you need to use your machine to write, draw, whatever, you can do it.
I just
now.
want to draw flames on everything.
I know, so do I.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm like, remember in school and you're trying to draw flames on your paper and you're like, yeah, and that sucked. Okay, let's try again.
Let's try again.
That one sucked too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you don't have to do that.
No.
Clip art on the Google
Easy.
and paste.
Right.
And ShopSabre perfect.
Check out those new videos.
So go check those out. That's pretty awesome. And then what's the other video we just came out with? I don't know. There's a few of them. We came out with a few. I know we have another out and about coming out soon.
We do.
So pretty excited about that one.
Yep. I really
Bob's
like
here
those.
in the building today.
Bob is in the house.
Bob is in the house. He's shooting a new video today on KCD software, cutting cabinetry,
Cool.
and using the marker pen attachment to label.
Awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome.
So pretty excited about that. So with that being said, I should probably get down there and help him. So I'm Brandon.
I'm Jesse.
Thanks for talking shop with ShopSabre.